Rio Cobre running, but it's red with shame. Bauxite's hunger, a deadly game.
Welcome back to Rio Cobre Runnings, the channel you visit for all things relating to the Rio Cobre. I hope you have already viewed part 1 of our recounting pollution events of the Rio Cobre over the past 40 years, plus the citizens' recent advocacy efforts. In this episode, we will look at the happenings of 2023 and 2024. So, hit the subscription button, like and share the content. Then, let's begin. On August 30th, 2022, JET issued a press release calling for NEPA to provide greater transparency regarding the expeditious sharing of their test findings. In May 2023, an underground bauxite residue was seeping into the river. Friends of Rio Cobre led the citizens to stage a demonstration in protest of what was happening. NEPA and WRA, which is the Water Resource Authority, investigated and confirmed the bauxite residue seepage. In October 2023, there was a fish kill in Gregory Park. NEPA announced that they have identified the source of the contamination, but refused to publicly name the entity. Who is NEPA working for? Who is paying NEPA? How could NEPA have conducted their investigations and refused to publicly name the entity that was responsible for the pollution of the river that resulted in the fish kill in Gregory Park in October 2023. In December 2023, there was an oil spill for 5 days in Bogwalk. Friends of Rio Cobre again protest against what Tradewind Citrus was doing. Tradewind Citrus had an issue on their compound whereby they could not contain some oil that they had there. As a result, it drained into the river for 5 days, which resulted in they being charged under the Wildlife Protection Act for criminal violation of the environment. There was another fish kill in the Charlemont Gully. This time this was caused by the sewage overflow from the NWC sewage treatment plant located in the Charlemont housing scheme near Yewaton. The Gleaner headline stated, "Sewage for Christmas." It was very terrible. The dead fishes, the stench in the community made it unbearable for the entire community of Charlemont during the Christmas season. NWC is yet to be prosecuted by NEPA or by Fisheries. Under the Fisheries Act, the penalty there is greater. The guilty company can be charged up to $3 million in the court, whereas it's just $100,000 under the Wildlife Protection Act. But Fisheries Authority has never ever prosecuted any one of those companies. Although you have so many fish kills in the Rio Cobre, Fisheries Authority has chosen not to prosecute anybody. There was another fish kill in Jericho in March of 2024. NEPA asked Windalco to neutralize the river, but again, NEPA refused to publicly disclose the source of pollution. Now, one of the excuses that NEPA always uses whenever it does not want to publicly name the entity is to say that the investigation is undergoing. And we have to be following up on NEPA. And for several months, these investigations cannot be concluded. Nobody is named. Nobody is held accountable by NEPA for some of these violations. In April of 2024, we had a large community demonstration against Separat for alleged pollution of the Rio Cobre. I must state that Separat has denied the allegations, and NEPA is currently investigating that pollution incident. It is now August of 2024, and up until this date, NEPA has not come forward with its conclusion. When we visited the Separat compound, we found where they had about 5 to 6 pipes leading underneath their fences, going out into the gully, which goes into the Rio Cobre. NEPA has served them with enforcement notices to get them to comply, to build an holding area or a treatment plant on their compound. And to date, we can safely say that Separat has not complied with that request. In May of 2024, JET advocates for the training of community environmental wardens to do water quality testing. This is very important, and we really appreciate JET for the tremendous support that they have given to Friends of Rio Cobre in the struggle and in the advocacy for justice for these communities. JET and Jamaican for Justice, they have been in on the process, advising us, coming to our town hall meetings. Also, Dr. Marcus Goff, Freedom Imaginaries, they have been very supportive. In June of 2024, also, there was another fish kill at Zephyton. Citizens reported a strong smell of caustic soda and seeing a white substance settling at the bottom of the river. In July of 2024, Walco is currently in court on 3 charges for criminal violation of the environment for the major fish kills of 2019, 2021, and 2022. And bearing by our record, they are supposed to be charged for others. Everything pending 4 investigations that NEPA says that is inconclusive or not yet completed. Walco is also being investigated for the fish kills of March and June 2024. These are just some of the officially documented incidences of fish kills and water pollution in the Rio Cobre. It is quite clear that the state agencies are not responding quickly enough, as the ordinary people depend on the river as their source of survival. So if the river is contaminated, the people are going to suffer. The country is also going to suffer. Because in some of these fish kills, for example, in 2021 and 2019 and 2022, the National Water Commission had to shut down its treatment plants in Spanish Town to minimize the effects of pollution. In July 2024, I called for the establishment of an environmental court to expedite the trial of environmental cases. There are several ongoing concerns. Farmers are constantly losing their crops and their animals. There's a high incidence of respiratory illness in some of the communities. There's frequent loss of income for members of the community, and the government needs to increase the penalties on these offending companies. There's also a possible conflict of interest with the same minister managing the Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. We believe that this is a conflict of interest, and the same person should not be supervising both agencies. Despite numerous fish kills, National Fishing Authority has never prosecuted any entity under the Fisheries Act, and this is of major concern to us. We believe that the management of the Fisheries Authority ought to respect the law and follow the process so that the people of Jamaica can be defended and protected. The lengthy delays in the court proceedings against Windalco is too long and drawn out. Justice delayed is justice denied. There has never been any value placed on the destruction of the environment caused by these pollutions. It is always mentioned that the bauxite companies are a net earner of foreign exchange, yet their destruction of the environment has never been quantified. We don't know what the net effect is. All we know is that the government has written off the bauxite levy for 3 consecutive years, claiming that the bauxite companies are not making any money. And therefore, in an effort to keep them going, to maintain the jobs that they offer, that the government needs to write off the bauxite levy. So it is quite clear that if the government has taken the decision to write off the bauxite levy, which is the income that the country should be enjoying, what is the sense of the bauxite companies continue to operate in Jamaica? Because they're not paying any levy and they're destroying the environment. They're putting hundreds of persons out of an income. They're destroying crops. They're destroying the farmers. They're destroying the environment. So what is the essence of their continued existence in the Jamaican economy?
From the mountains high, a river flows, a lifeline for the land, a natural pose.
Thank you for joining me throughout this video. We hope you have found it informative and interesting. We will bring you more content on matters concerning the Rio Cobre. So as you watch, share and subscribe. Join the community. We need your support.
Bauxite's hunger, a deadly game. Poison waters, life's a cruel decree.